distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to truly a landmark moment. Tonight, we celebrate 10 years of courage, 10 years of integrity, and 10 years of excellence. For a decade, the Gambia Press Union's National Journalism Award have honored fearless storytellers to inform the nation, to challenge power, to uplift the unheard, and to defend truth. We salute every reporter, every producer, every editor, every photographer, every technician whose work keeps our democracy alive. This award is not just a ceremony. It is a testament to resilience and the enduring power of journalism. My name is Hankole Jibril Chanko. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And it is my singular honor to present my co-host, the beautiful Father Janimbai. Good evening, and you look stunning, Father Janim.
Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, distinguished guests. Ladies and gentlemen, I stand on existing protocols and welcome you all to the Sabah the Caravaggio Conference Center here in Visual. Like my co-host rightly said, it is such a magnificent day, a milestone that we're all celebrating tonight, celebrating our journalists. It is 10 years of celebrating success, excellence, selflessness, hard work, and dedication. I can't be more proud to be part of history tonight at the Sadara Caravaggio Conference Center here in Visual. My name is Fatu Janabai, and I am honored and humbled to co-host this important event, or auspicious occasion here in the Gambia as we honor journalists and storytellers in this country. Humbled and thank you all for coming tonight. Thank you.
Yes, before we proceed, ladies and gentlemen, I kindly invite every one of you to please, kindly and humbly, rise. Let's applaud Gambian journalists for their dedication, their hard work under difficult circumstances, with such media resources. But despite all that, they are out there to defend the truth, to keep the public informed. Please, kindly rise for Gambian journalists. Thank you. Please kindly take your seat.
Thank you very much.
Well, next, we would like to recognize a lot of distinguished guests here. Madam, we have the Honorable Minister of Information, Dr. Ismail Sise. We have the Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly of the Gambia, called Sidin Jai. We are honored also to have, I call her Mom, Madam Ali Sisoho. Ma'am, it's a pleasure to have you here. And we have our own president, but let me allow you to do that.
Thank you very much. It gives me the greatest pleasure to also recognize and acknowledge the presence of Aissatou Keita, Madam President of the Gambia Press Union. I can't be more proud of you tonight. Thank you for your service, your commitment and dedication as well to service. I would also want to acknowledge the presence of Mr. Badaram Bay, a former Managing Director of Afrisol Gambia Limited. Thank you very much. And I also would like to acknowledge the presence of the Chinese Ambassador to the Gambia.
Of course.
And of course, the members of the Diplomatic and Consular Corps. We would like to recognize and acknowledge the presence of former Minister of Information, Mr. Ali Demba, and all the distinguished ladies and gentlemen here tonight at the Caraba Sada Karavajara Conference Center. It's a pleasure to have you here with us tonight to celebrate the work of journalists and also, of course, also to give them all their flowers and acknowledge the work that they do and continue to do as well. And one thing we have to put emphasis as well, Sankule, is that journalism is not a crime. It's important that we put it out there. We're partners in development, critical partners for that matter. I would want to give a round of applause to all our nominees for tonight, and we say congratulations to all of you. Whether you go home with an award or not, you are a winner, and your work has been recognized once you've been nominated for the GPU National Journalism Awards 2025. A round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen.
And of course, we would also like to acknowledge the presence of the Clerk of the Gambia for National Assembly, of course, Mr. Mbai. You're welcome as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to the panel of judges. It's been a rigorous process. So many applications. We'd also like to acknowledge those who made this celebration possible, really. Please join me in applauding the National Journalism Awards Committee for putting together a spectacular 10-year anniversary award. Well, at this point, I would like to inform the technicians to prepare for the National Anthem. Please kindly rise for the National Anthem. Thank you. Technicians. Please. First of all, acknowledge sponsors, specific emphasis on the National Social Protection Agency, our main sponsor. Please, thank you so very much for showing your support. And of course, the list of sponsors, we'd like to thank all of you. They include the Chinese Embassy, the Gambia Football Federation, the Gambia Tourism Board, GRA, QCell, Mohamed Jah, AfriCell, Lasting Solutions, R&A, Creation Plus, Joe's Design, Majak, DG Construction and Real Estate, Gambia Revenue Authority, Nenete Yasin Seka, Spies of Chef Bojan, Le Maison de Bin, Jasmine's Visual, Jasmine Events and Decor, and of course, National Human Rights Commission. Please, a round of applause for our sponsors, please.
Thank you very much, Dr. We understand the role of partners and sponsors, of course, is very key, so we'd like to acknowledge and say thank you once again for standing by the Gambia Press Union. At this juncture, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Sankula would like to acknowledge the presence of the former president of the Gambia Press Union, Mr. Ms. Yalo.
We would like to acknowledge
Ms. Barada.
We would like to, of course, acknowledge the presence of Mohamed Esba, our former president, who's done a tremendous job during his tenure. Please, let's recognize him and give him a round of applause.
Ladies and gentlemen, join me at this juncture to kindly request, of course, the presence of Madam Prezi. I call her Aisha Keta to deliver a welcoming statement. A round of applause for Aisha, please. You're such a gentleman, you know. Mashallah. Thank you.
Thank you very much. For somebody that is used to going in and out, I've been forced to sit at one place, which might be very difficult for me this night. But unfortunately, I'll have to abide by the rules of Teres and Annex. The Minister of Information, Media and Broadcasting Services, the Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, members of the Diplomatic and Consular Corps, development partners, sponsors of the National Journalism Awards 2025, Chairman Panel of Judges, the GPU National Journalism Awards Committee, the GPU Board, Secretary General and the Secretarial Staff, media chiefs and veteran journalists, members of the academia, civil society and the media, and of course, our distinguished guest all the way from Dakar, Senegal, Mr. Sheikh Tidiane Sy. Good evening to you all. As the President of the Gambia Press Union, I am honored deeply to address this auspicious occasion, being the 10th edition of the GPU National Journalism Awards under the theme, A Decade of Excellence, Strengthening Journalism for Democracy, Accountability, and the Safety of Journalists. This year's event holds particular significance as it is 10 years since a previous leadership of the Gambia Press Union conceived and presided over the first National Journalism Awards in its current form and magnitude to honor the best works of journalists and Gambian journalism. We thank them for blazing this trail and for the foresight to promote excellence in journalism. The award has since become a huge motivating factor to all journalists to pursue stories that enhance transparency in government, accountability, and justice. Ladies and gentlemen, this year's theme was chosen to highlight the role of the journalism promoting democracy and political accountability, as well as the need to ensure the safety of journalists in the Gambia. In several societies around the world, including in the Gambia, professional journalism has over the years shown a positive influence on our democratic dispensation, civic engagement, transparency, and accountability in government. Stories that span several journalism bits and address critical governance issues like promoting the rule of law and also shedding light on transitional justice issues, as well as social and economic challenges that our country is faced with. Such groundbreaking stories that we celebrated over the years were done with utmost professionalism and in upholding our obligations and to strengthen journalism's watchdog role. It is without doubt that tonight we will see higher standards of journalism and impactful storytelling, recognized as the winning stories become better year on year. Ladies and gentlemen, despite this progress, Gambian journalists still operate under an environment of unfavorable media. Of notable concern is the enactment of the Criminal Offences Act 2025, which replicated the provision of false publication and broadcasting from the old criminal code. This law, which prescribes imprisoned journalists and heavy fines, goes against the promotion of democracy and accountability in governance, and a violation of press freedom in particular and freedom of expression in general. We also note with concerns new laws that are being made, like the Cybercrime Bill 2023, which has provisions that go beyond addressing false news online, with a direct attempt to punish investigative journalism and to kill transparency and accountability in government. Another challenge that journalists face today is access to information, especially information related to government contracts and probes into the use of public funds. We know that accurate and publicly accessible government information is fundamental to the accountable democratic governance that we seek to achieve as a country. However, despite the existence of an access to information law, full implementation is yet to be achieved. While there has been significant improvement in proactive disclosure of public information among some institutions of government, challenges exist with regards to the disclosure of public information upon request, as most institutions have yet to designate information officers and are unresponsive to requests. We acknowledge the progress made in press freedom and freedom of press expression over the years, and we commend the government for the gains made, including the enactment of the Access to Information Law in 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, this year, we are glad to share the piece of good news. We are happy to announce that after several attempts, the government of the Gambia has finally allocated a plot of land to the Gambia Press Union, measuring 25 by 25 inches. The idea to build a national press banquet park is to house the Gambia Press Union Secretariat, the Media Academy for Journalism and Communication, the GPU affiliates, and the Media Council of the Gambia. Once achieved, this will end the frequent relocation of our secretariat in our 46 years of existence and address challenges of unaffordable rent prices. I will take credit for this particular development, although my predecessor started this undertaking to ensure that the GPU gets a land. From the time of Sherif Bojan to my immediate predecessor, Mohamed Esbak, but again, it came through under my tenure, so I'll take credit for it. The objectives for the building project are as follows: to ensure the sustainability of the GPU and its subsidiaries and affiliates, to generate some funds that would contribute to the long-term sustainability of the Gambia Press Union, but also to expand the Media Academy for Journalism and Communication. As you've seen, the Media Academy for Journalism and Communication has its success written all over our faces, and with time we need to develop this school, which is why we'll also look for a place in order to be able to expand the school. The plan is to build a 5-story made up of 13 offices, 2 conference rooms, 12 classrooms that includes TV and radio studios, 20 guest rooms, and stores, among other facilities. We will be looking forward to the continuous support from the government and the development partners to realize this long-term objective of the GPU to finally have a home and to continue our long-term commitment to media development in particular and national development in general. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to conclude by extending my gratitude to the Awards Committee for their outstanding work to making sure that this 10th year anniversary becomes a success. But particular mention to Teres Gomez and Annette Kamara. Please, ladies and gentlemen, give them a round of applause. The GPU board and the staff for their unwavering support, and our partners for their continued commitment to the success of the National Journalism Awards. We hope for increased partnerships next year to celebrate more excellence in journalism, but also special mention to our distinguished editors in the various newsrooms that have been able to do remarkably well to ensure that most of our reporters are able to uphold the key ethics of the profession. Let us continue to work together to uphold the principles of press freedom, freedom of expression, and democracy in the Gambia. I thank you all for your kind attention.
One more time, a round of applause for the President of the Gambia Press Union. I'm sure we have government representatives, our partners are here as well. But in the same room, when you have the Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, you have the Minister of Information, of course, the Director of Press and Public Relations at the Presidency. What more can you ask for? Thank you very much once again, the President of the Gambia Press Union. At this juncture, we would like to welcome the Secretary General of the Gambia Press Union, none other than Modi Diouf, to come on stage and hand over the Press Freedom Heroes and GPU Ambassadors Award. Please welcome on stage, sir.
Good evening. I start on existing protocols and to welcome you, all of our guests who are here tonight. I would like to call on members of the Gambia Press Union Board to join me on stage, please. This is a time when we honor people who have made distinguished contributions to journalism, to the promotion of press freedom and the protection of press freedom, and the promotion of freedom of expression. And this is the Gambia Press Union Press Freedom Heroes Award, given to individuals and institutions who have promoted and defended press freedom, freedom of expression, and have rendered selfless services in support of the media and media development in the Gambia. Tonight we are awarding 5 people, and for the first citation that we are to read, this award is going to Agnes George Tomasi. For more than 3 decades, Agnes George Tomasi has been a quiet but formidable force in journalism. Soft-spoken yet unwaveringly principled, she has built a reputation not only for her editorial leadership, but for something exceptional in the African fiercely competitive media landscape, an instinct for supporting talent early, and an unshakable commitment to nurturing it. Now the head of the Dakar-based West Africa Democracy Radio, Agnes Tomasi is recognized as one of the most consistent champions of young African journalists, particularly young women seeking to enter a field that can often be unforgiving. Her story, according to her colleagues, is as much about personal resilience as it is about service to the next generation. Like most Gambian young journalists, at the time, Agnes Tomasi began her career as a fresh-faced reporter at Radio Gambia, joining the state broadcaster straight out of high school in the early 1990s, a period of political turbulence and limited press freedom. Yet even in her earliest years, she stood out for her composure, her clarity of thought, and her instinctive understanding of how to tell stories that matter. Over time, Agnes moved through the ranks, becoming one of the most respected voices in the Gambian radio. Still at a young age, she earned a scholarship to Nairobi, Kenya, for a media production course. And due to her performance, she was given another scholarship to proceed to the International Institute of Journalism in Berlin, Germany, and later to the Citadel of Radio, Deutsche Welle, in Bonn, Germany. With her journalism skills and a stint as a communication officer and a consultant, broadened her horizons for her. But it was her transition into regional broadcasting that widened her influence. At WADR, a transitional station dedicated to democracy, governance, and human rights, Agnes found a platform to not just to oversee programming, but to shape the very culture of West African journalism. She has this rare ability to see what someone can become long before they see it themselves, says Serif Bojang Jr., a Gambian journalist who is the former president of the Gambia Press Union who worked under Agnes Tomasi. She can also be a beautiful dictator in the newsroom, according to Serif. Through training, coaching, and constant engagement with emerging reporters across West Africa, she has helped cultivate a new wave of storytellers who approach their work with integrity, curiosity, and courage. Under her guidance, dozens of young reporters from the Gambia, Senegal, Ghana, Togo, Sierra Leone, and Nigeria have moved into leadership roles in their own organization, and many credit her for giving them their first real sense of confidence. Part of what makes Agnes Tomasi's work so significant is her commitment to opening doors for women in the media. In a sector where women often struggle for visibility and endure discrimination, she insists on bringing them to the center, pushing for their recruitment, advocating for their promotion, and confronting the subtle biases that shape newsroom culture. She has become a model of what leadership can look like for young women who rarely see themselves reflected in senior roles in the media. She tells younger colleagues that journalism is a service, a responsibility to the public, not a route to personal elevation. And it is this ethos, more than anything, that defines her legacy. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the GPU's 2025 Press Freedom Hero, Agnes Onasi. The award will be presented by the President of the Gambia Press Union.
Good evening. I've been asked just now to share a few words, and I know what it means. Usually, some of us love being behind the mic and behind production, not in front. And I would humbly, as I stand before you all, with all protocol respectfully observed, from the minister to the last person, and to start with, I will give God the glory to say thanks be to God. It has been, my life has been a journey, a lovely journey, a journey where people loved me and supported me. And that is why I am here today, and that is why I love supporting others. There are a lot of people. If I say thanks to God, to my parents, to my family, husband, children, sisters, brothers, and everyone, I will start with Radio Gambia. Radio Gambia has been a training ground. Radio Gambia has been a preparatory stage that has brought some of us to where we are today. How I wish it could continue to be that strong, formidable training institution it has been. I am not here to give a speech, but I would have explained what I mean when I say this. Some of us were formed and structured, modeled to this level because of Radio Gambia, no matter where we went after Radio Gambia. And I would say that. I say it all the time, anybody I meet. And today you have them. I remember all of them. And every day I say thanks that I had the opportunity to meet them. To GPU, I say thank you. To be honest, never once did I dream that I would be standing here today to receive this award. I did not think about it. When I had the message and it was this week, it was like, wow, it was really a surprise. So I thank you. I thank you for recognizing. I know you would see the long citation. It was not even written by me. Let me reach out to the people I have worked with. And one of them said, I will write it. I can say everything about you. And no word is there from me. It's from the people I work with who recognize me. Even my family looked at it and they're like, my daughter, my eldest daughter said, Mommy, we can't add anything to this. This one even seems to know you more than us. And it's no other person that Sheriff Gojam Jr., with the support of my family, that did the citation. So thank you. And to all of you, I say thank you, because this field is a field where all of us struggle, all of us work hard, all of us have the intention to bring about good. Journalism is not only about bringing out the ills. The ills are brought out to bring more structure, to better those that are not going the right way or things that are not going the right way. But journalism is meant to build. it is meant to develop. It is meant to further democracy, human rights. It is meant to further the human person, the human being. And like I said, I'm not here to give a speech. Thank you all. To the female journalists here, thank you. God bless you. And I wish you.
Thank you. The next award that we present tonight is going to Honorable Justice Ibrahim Jaide. The Gambia Press Union hereby presents the Press Freedom Hero Award for 2025 to Honorable Justice Ibrahim Jaide in recognition of his exceptional and principled service to the nation, his unwavering commitment to justice, and his steadfast defense of transparency, accountability, and the rule of law. Justice Jaide has demonstrated exemplary leadership in the judiciary, consistently upholding his solemn oath to dispense justice without fear or favor, affection, or ill will. Through his judgments, conduct, and public service, he has strengthened public confidence in the judiciary and contributed significantly to advancing the cause of justice in our democracy. This award further honors Justice Jaide's profound appreciation of the media as a vital partner in the administration of justice. He has consistently affirmed that a free, vibrant, and responsible press is indispensable to ensuring transparency in judicial processes, enhancing public understanding of the law, and promoting accountability in all spheres of governance. His principled stance, courage, and integrity embody the highest ideals of judicial office and reflects values that resonate deeply with the mission and vision of the Gambia Press Union. In presenting this award, the Gambia Press Union recognizes Justice Jaide as a champion of justice, promoter of access to information, and a defender of press freedom, and a distinguished servant of the people. Honorable Justice Jaide is proactive in promoting access to information to journalists covering cases before his court. He often asks his staff to give maximum support to journalists when they need information about cases he is presiding. Known to be the first High Court judge to allow live coverage in the case The State versus Yakuba Toure, Justice Jaide is seen as a role model in bench-bar press relations, according to court reporters. What is fascinating about Justice Jaide's court is that he ensures that we get everything we need to make our work easy, says journalist Yankuba Jallo of the Fourier newspaper. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to please welcome on stage Aliu Kabar Jawara, who will be receiving the GPU 2025 Press Freedom Hero Award on behalf of Justice Jaide. This award will be presented by board member Mariama Boja.
My name is Aliu Kabar Jawara. I am clerk of court to the Honorable Justice Ibrahim Jaide. Unfortunately, His Lordship could not be here this evening. He has sent me instead. However, he has written a speech for me to read out on his behalf. Distinguished guests, esteemed members of the media fraternity, representatives of the Gambia Press Union, ladies and gentlemen. I stand before you this evening on behalf of the Honorable Justice Ibrahim Jaide, who, due to an unfortunate family engagement, could not be here with us tonight. He has asked me to extend his profound apologies for his absence and to convey his deep appreciation for this remarkable honor. Justice Jaide wishes to express his sincere gratitude to the Gambia Press Union for selecting him for the recipient of the 2025 Press Freedom Hero Award. He regards this recognition as an extraordinary privilege, one that reflects not only an appreciation of his individual service, but more importantly, an affirmation of the values he strives to uphold: truth, justice, transparency, and respect for fundamental freedoms. Justice Jati also extends his heartfelt appreciation to the entire media fraternity, editors, reporters, broadcasters, photographers, camera technicians, producers, and all those whose efforts keep the nation informed and engaged. He recognizes the vital role the media plays in disseminating information, shaping public understanding, and strengthening democratic governance. To him, the media is not merely a professional institution, it is a public trust and a cornerstone of national development. He further notes that a society without a strong and independent press is a society deprived of the knowledge and accountability required for progress. The courage and resilience demonstrated by Gambian journalists, often under difficult circumstances, are, in his view, indispensable contributions to the country's democratic growth. Justice Jati has asked me to emphasize the special relationship between the judiciary and the media, and whilst their functions differ, their ultimate objectives often intersect. The administration of justice depends on openness, the public confidence, and the media, which serves as a vital bridge between the courts and the citizens they serve. Likewise, the judiciary plays a critical role in safeguarding the freedoms upon which responsible journalism thrives. In this mutual commitment, the rule of law and democratic values find their most reliable guardians. In accepting this award, Justice Ibrahim Jaite reaffirms his unwavering commitment to the oath he swore to dispense justice without fear or favor, affection or ill will. He strives each day to embody these principles, and tonight's honor strengthens his resolve to continue serving the Gambia with integrity, impartiality, and accountability. He also wishes to thank the organizers of this ceremony for their confidence in him, as well as his colleagues in the judiciary whose dedication and professionalism uphold the foundations of justice in our nation. He extends his gratitude to his family and to all who support him in his continued service to the people of the Gambia. As we celebrate this moment, the Honorable Justice Ibrahim Jaite calls on all stakeholders, media, the judiciary, civil society, and government to remain steadfast in protecting press freedom, promoting transparency, and nurturing a society where truth and justice flourish. On behalf of the Honorable Justice Ibrahim Jaite, I extend his deepest appreciation for this honor, for your trust, and for your continued commitment to the ideals that strengthen our nation. Thank you.
Goes to Musa Serif, the editor-in-chief of the Voice newspaper. Musa Serif's journey as a campaigner for press freedom began in 2007 when he was elected the coordinator of the network of human rights journalists in the Gambia. In his role, he organized the network's first major public awareness event on the disappearance of journalist Chief Ibrahim Aman in 2007. At a time when few dared to speak openly about the case, Serif brought together media leaders, politicians, journalists, and members of the Chief Mane's family to call for his release. Serif co-founded the Inquirer newspaper in late 1999. Despite significant challenges, including the absence of advertising revenue, the paper was published twice weekly. In 2001, after the resignation of Daily Observer editorial staff, he was contacted by Ibrahim Sila, now the Minister of War. Sila told him that the staff who resigned from the Daily Observer would be joining his paper. The following day, Serif was detained by the National Intelligence Agency and ordered to halt publication without explanation. The newspaper's documents were returned to him in late 2002, and publication resumed in 2003. However, after running the headline, Gambia cannot maintain two state houses, one in Kanilai and one in Banjul, he was again summoned by the NIA and instructed to stop publishing. He complied and subsequently worked as a freelance reporter for the Gambian News and Report magazine, which was published by the late doyen of Gambian journalism, Swipe Konade. In April 2006, Sheriff was arrested, detained, tortured, and later released without charge. In August 2008, he rebranded the Inquirer newspaper as The Voice newspaper. On January 13, 2014, Sheriff was arrested in front of his children in his office alongside freelance journalist Kenny Marina and charged with false publication for reporting that 19 Green youths had defected from the ruling APRC to the opposition UDP. We were charged with conspiracy to commit a felony and publication of false news with intent to cause fear and alarm to the public, he recalled. After a 10-month trial, we were acquitted by the court in Banjul. On July 1, 2015, Sheriff and 4 senior reporters of the Voice newspaper, the news editor and newsroom coordinator, then Suleiman Sise, assistant news editor Bakari Sise, senior reporter Amadou Ba and Mafuji Sise, were summoned and interrogated by the National Intelligence Agency about the paper's operations. In late September 2024, Sheriff and his deputy, Mamadou Justin Dabo, were also arrested, detained, and charged by the Gambia police with false publication and broadcasting. The Inspector General of Police later withdrew the case. President Adam Barrow also initiated a civil suit against Sheriff and the Boys, which was subsequently dropped. Sheriff has mentored many young journalists in the Gambia, including the current Secretary General of the Gambia Press Union, who worked under him for 8 years as an editor, and the likes of Meta Toure, who is now a trainer at the Media Academy for Journalism. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Sheriff. Giving his 2025 Press Freedom Award. This award will be presented by the GPU Vice President, Sheriff Senator.
For now, I'm lack of word because I can see all the doyen here. Good evening to everybody, from the minister, deputy speaker, my own mother. Good evening. Dear, good evening. Mali, good evening. I'm very grateful to be here tonight and humble. All have been said. That is how we're going through everything. Yes. So we have gone through all this, and I'm very grateful to be here tonight. And first, I would like to take this opportunity to commend the organizers and the committee that selected me. Because without them, I was not going to be part of this family tonight. I would first of all like to thank my family, who have been there all along. Especially those who we struggle together, the 3 sisters, the youth, and the bad. It was not easy. It was 5 of us that were running a newspaper in this country, the Voice at that time. And we did everything to make it where we are today. So I'm very grateful and thank you to everybody tonight. Thank you.
The next award is going to Alo Ahmed Alota. Many young journalists will know about this man, but hopefully today they will. The Gambia Press Union proudly recognizes he is now a doctor, Dr. Alo Ahmed Alota, with the 2025 Press Freedom Hero Award for outstanding dedication to promoting press freedom, freedom of expression, and media development in the Gambia. Through pioneering initiatives such as the establishment of the first ever School of Journalism in the Gambia, which is now the Media Academy for Journalism, previously called the GPU School of Journalism, Alota has strengthened the professional capacity of content journalists in the Gambia. His leadership in organizing workshops on investigative journalism, court reporting, cybersecurity, responsible reporting on children, and gender-sensitive reporting, including the project Women's Depiction in the Mass Media, that was funded by the Canada Fund for Local Initiative, has equipped journalists with tools to report ethically, fearlessly, and accurately. Many of his proteges have gone on to occupy leadership positions in newsrooms in the Gambia and with international news media outlets, as well as contributing to journalism education within the country and beyond. A tireless advocate for freedom of expression, Alota led the project Strengthening Freedom of Expression Protections in the Gambia, in collaboration with Article 19 West Africa, which was funded by the European Union between 2011 and 2012, advancing national policies to safeguard media rights. His advocacy has, however, come at a great personal risk, having been arrested and detained multiple times. He is also a co-author of A Living Mirror, The Life of Deda Haidara, a seminal work depicting the danger of practicing journalism in Africa, using the drive-by assassination of journalist Deda Haidara in December 2004 as a case. The book has been adopted by the Open Society Initiative for West Africa, OSIWA, as a key advocacy tool and is endorsed by Reporters Without Borders, amplifying campaigns promoting press freedom across the region. Beyond these accomplishments, Alota has served on media self-regulatory committees and juries for the National Journalism Awards, mentoring the next generation of journalists and championing higher standards of professionalism. This award celebrates his unwavering courage, dedication, commitment to a free, fair, and robust media landscape in the Gambia. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage Mr. Demba Ali Jaw, who will be receiving his GPU 2025 Press Freedom Hero Award on behalf of Alota. This award will be presented by GPU board member Paul Stephen Ferrara.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. The Minister of Information, my own nephew, Dr. Ismail Assise, and the Deputy Speaker, Mr. Sinigai, and TME, my young sister, and of course, Jan Singh from Dakar, a very good friend of mine, and all the members of the GPU, as well as everybody invited here tonight. I'm definitely happy to receive this award on behalf of my friend, Dr. Aloa Ahmed Alota, who is presently in Canada. Ahmed definitely had been an advocate for press freedom, and he did quite a lot for press freedom in this country. As Secretary General Youth said, it was a time when it was not fashionable to be a journalist in this country. A very dangerous situation it was. But Ahmed Pasteur, he actually did the work despite all the dangers that he faced. And he did a great work as far as GPU management was concerned. So definitely he deserves this award. And I have absolutely no doubt that the GPU didn't find it very difficult to choose him as one of the awardees. So on behalf of Ahmed and everybody else, I wish to thank the GPU and everybody who was involved in selecting him. Thank you very much.
The final award that we are giving tonight is a posthumous award for journalist Pamodu Fall. Pamodu Fall, who was known as Koto, served in various boards of the Gambia Press Union since 2008. He was a treasurer of the GPU from 2011 to 2015. In 2018, he was made the chairperson of the GPU Board Programs Committee. He was humble, soft-spoken, and overall a wonderful human being who stood for, promoted, and defended press freedom and freedom of expression in the Gambia during the most difficult period in our history of journalism in the country. He, together with 5 other journalists, were arrested, tried, and sentenced to 2 years in prison for sedition in 2009 over a GPU statement on the killing of journalist Dela Haidar. Pamodu had over 20 years of experience working for several media outlets, including the Punch independent newspaper, the Daily Observer newspaper as well. He also worked for the Point newspaper and had served as a founder, member, and former president of the Association of Health Journalists in the Gambia, and also the African Media and Malaria Research Network, the Gambian chapter, AMRED Gambian chapter. He has also worked as an information officer with the Ministry of Health and was the founder of the consultancy firm Focus Media Consulting, which offered training and works on media and public relations and communication. In November 2020, Pamodu Fall was a motivated participant in the media role chartering pioneered by the managing director of the GPU School of Journalism, which is now the Media Academy for Journalism. This is good for health, he said of the event, adding it was important for journalists to keep fit. Fall was also an advocate for professionalism in the media and has on several occasions implored on journalists to uphold their code of conduct. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage Mohamed Fall and Nafisat Fall, son and daughter of the late Pamodu Fall, who would be receiving this 2025 Press Freedom Hero Award on behalf of their father. This award will be given by Aloy Sise.
Good evening, everybody. We are honored to stand here today to accept this award on behalf of our beloved father. This recognition is a testament to his tireless dedication to journalism and his passion to telling stories that make a difference. Through his career, he inspired us with his curiosity, his compassion, and his unwavering commitment to truth. This award is a reminder of the impact he had on our lives and the lives of those he taught through his work. We are grateful for the time we had with him and proud of the legacy he leaves behind. We would like to thank the organization for this incredible honor, and we are sure our dad will be thrilled to know that his work will continue to inspire others. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. That's the end of the presentation.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's please give a round of applause for our heroes, our leads, all the winners. Well, I'm afraid I will have to say something. We were told that give credit where it's due. One of the awardees, Madam Agnes Tomasi, during her citation, someone said, she gave chance to women, encouraged them to become good journalists and serve their respective countries and communities. I'll tell you this, I am standing here because of this woman. She saw me when I was going to university. She saw the potential in me that I have not. She believed in me. She encouraged me. And today, I'm the best radio journalist in the whole of West Africa. Special thanks to her. I would like to give a special recognition to Momo Didiwa, the Executive Director of the National Social Protection Agency. But again, I'd like to give a special recognition to Seth Tijan C. The reason being, Mr. C is a seasoned investigative journalism professional. And I'll tell you this, the best investigative medium in the Gambia is Mulligan, without a doubt. And Mulligan came to being after an investigative training conducted by this great man. Please let's give a round of applause. Thank you, sir. Truly thank you. And this is John Chop, to me, who's aside, because Johnny has someone important to introduce. But before then, ladies and gentlemen, I still have the president of the Gambia Press Union to give special recognition to certain individuals who've been very supportive to the Gambia Press Union.
Thank you very much. Sorry to pop up here again. This I would have brought during my statement, but we do in terms of it's looking at the welfare of our journalists, but also individuals that have supported us, especially our members who have never waited for us to call them, but always committed to the cause of the Gambia Press Union. So I would like to invite my predecessor, Mohamed Esba. Please join me on stage to help me give these certificates to these individuals for their immense contribution to the Gambia Press Union. One of them is Yankuba Jallo. Yankuba, please join us on stage. Yankuba, most of us will know him as very critical and very controversial. But when it comes to Gambia Press Union, he never jokes with it in terms of his views and his commitment also ensuring that he puts us to account, holds us to account. Yankuba. Mustafa Sise of the Media Academy for Journalism and Communication is not around. James Mendy, please receive the certificate on behalf of Mustafa. Louis Alsan, Tina. Mr. Taylor, can we have one of the ushers to receive this on behalf of Yusef Taylor? Landing, please receive it. Okay, it's fine. Last but not the least is the party network. Anyone from Party Network? Ali Jallo? Okay. Okay, in absence of any, Mama Eture. This is to say thank you for always putting the Gambia Press Union first. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam President. Ladies and gentlemen, momentarily, Minister of Information will be called on stage to come and deliver his keynote address. But before then, please, I crave your indulgence. Just a couple of weeks ago, the entire media fraternity woke up to a devastating news with the loss of our brother, Pablo of Aguilio. Everyone who's crossed paths with this gentleman, who's speaking nothing but kind words. He's a beautiful soul. We've also lost Modulan and Sana of Star FM. Please, crave your indulgence to just rise up, this observe a minute silence for our departed brothers, please. Thank you very much. You may take your seat.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, before calling on the Honorable Minister of Information, Media and Broadcasting Services, we would like to acknowledge our sponsors once again and our partners, of course, for putting up this event together. We would like to acknowledge the support from the National Social Protection Agency, the People's Republic of China, the Chinese Embassy, the Gambia Football Federation, GT Board, the Gambia Revenue Authority, GRA, QCell, Mohamed Jah, AfriCell, Lasting Solutions, RNA, Creation Plus, Juris Design, and Magic. And also, just a quick one, we would like to acknowledge the efforts of the National Journalism Awards Committee for putting up, of course, we all do know, putting up such an event requires a lot of energy, efforts, and resources. And it's very difficult to put up events in the Gambia, of course, without support. So we'd like to acknowledge the efforts of the committee for putting up all of this together here at the Sadala Karavajara Conference Center. We would also want to acknowledge the support of the panel of judges. I know it has been very tough for them, going all through the reports and all of them making decisions at the end of the day. It was a tough job for all of them, and we want to say thank you and recognize their efforts. At this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, I have the honor and singular privilege to invite the Honorable Minister of Information, Media and Broadcasting Services, Dr. Ismaila Silla. Welcome, Honorable. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm not sure why you mentioned a cardinal mistake, calling me Silla, but I forgive you. Before I begin my speech, I'd like to acknowledge the presence of certain important individuals. Not that all of us are not important. We're all important, but as John Dowell said, all humans are important, but some people are more important than others. The Honorable Speaker, Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Sidi Jai, the President of the Gambia Press Union, the Clerk of the National Assembly, the former Minister of Information, Honorable Demba Adijao, my uncle, the Director of Press and the Office of the President, Auntie Amin Bojang Sissoho, our friend from Senegal, Mr. Tijansi, representatives of the Embassy of China, also welcome tonight. Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Information, Media and Broadcasting Services, Director of the Department of Information Services, and other senior government officials here present today, and everyone else, the GPU ambassadors, esteemed partners, distinguished nominees, members of the media fraternity, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great pleasure and privilege to stand before you this evening to deliver the keynote speech at the Gambia Press Union's 10th National Journalism Award, as we gather to honor excellence, dedication, and integrity within our media fraternity. This remarkable milestone, 10 years of celebrating journalistic excellence, marks not only the achievements of individuals, but the evolution of Gambian media itself, the strengthening of our democratic values, and the collective journey we continue to walk as a nation to promote openness, accountability, and the rule of law. This year's theme, a decade of excellence, strengthening journalism for democracy, accountability, and safety for journalists, is profoundly befitting. It captures three powerful truths. First, that excellence in journalism is not accidental. It is earned, cultivated, and sustained through professionalism, dedication, and commitment to ethical reporting. Second, that journalism is a cornerstone of any functioning democracy, holding power to account and giving citizens the information they need to participate meaningfully in national life. And third, that the safety and security of journalists is not a privilege, but a right, one that must be protected by all actors, including the state, the media industry, and society at large. Over the past decade, the Gambia Press Union has played an instrumental role in transforming the media environment through training, through advocacy, partnerships, and of course these annual awards. The GPU has fostered a culture of excellence that we can all be proud of. Your efforts have strengthened the fabric of our democracy and empowered countless journalists to pursue the truth with courage and clarity. And as a government, we acknowledge the central role that a vibrant, independent, and responsible media plays in advancing national development. We understand that press freedom is not a favor to be granted, but a right to be protected. And we remain committed to fostering an environment where journalists can work without fear, intimidation, or undue interference. At the same time, we also champion responsible journalism. Journalism that upholds truth, fairness, and accuracy. Journalism that resists sensationalism and that places public interest above personal or political interest. It is only through this balance between freedom and responsibility, and freedom and accountability, that our media can achieve its highest potential. And I repeat, the balance between freedom on one hand and accountability and responsibility on the other must be preserved. No republic, no democracy, no matter where in the world, creates a system where journalists operate with freedom that has no control, that is not checked. Freedom goes with accountability. It goes with responsibility. That must be clear. And the Republic of the Gambia, under the leadership of the President, His Excellency Adama Barrow, will provide enabling environment for the media to thrive, for journalists to operate freely without fear or favor, without intimidation, but they must be held accountable for their actions that go against the law. We all remember, we don't have to go that far. The only tribe that was persecuted, jailed, exiled, forcefully disappeared, tortured, was only one tribe in this country. Because they were persecuted because they belonged to a group. And these were journalists. Not Mandinkas, not warlords, not Yola, not Sarabris. Journalists were persecuted in this country because they belonged to a group called journalists. That is not happening anymore. You operate freely, without any interference, without no intimidation, no arrests, no enforced disappearances, no killings, no tortures. This is the dispensation we are living under. But you must operate with responsibility and you must be held accountable for your actions. This is the Republic. This is how a republic functions. Equally, we recognize that the journey toward a free and vibrant press is ongoing. Journalism is a public good, and for it to thrive, we must ensure that those who carry out this essential work do so in an environment that is safe, supportive, and conducive to professional growth. The Minister of Information, Media and Broadcasting Services remains committed to deepening reforms, strengthening media laws, and advancing policies that expand freedom of expression, improve access to information, and protect the rights of journalists. We also recognize the challenges that persist, of course. Issues of misinformation and disinformation, digital safety threats, limited resources in newsrooms, and the rise of online harassment, particularly gender-based digital violence against women journalists. These challenges are not unique to the Gambia alone. They are part of a global shift in the information ecosystem. But they demand local solutions grounded in collaboration, capacity building, and mutual respect. This is why a multi-stakeholder engagement remains essential. Government, civil society, academia, media houses, regulatory institutions, and development partners must work hand in hand to build a resilient media landscape, one that can navigate the complexities of the digital age while upholding timeless principles of accuracy, fairness, and integrity. I wish to reaffirm the Gambia government's commitment to, number one, supporting ongoing law reforms that promote media freedom and responsibility. Number two, strengthening institutional collaboration, including Gambia Press Union, the Media Council, the Information Commission, the Public Utilities Regulatory Authority, and partners across other sectors. Number three, enhancing access to information, recognizing it as a foundation of transparency and accountability. Number four, promoting digital literacy and safety to protect journalists operating both offline and online. And number five, ensuring that the safety of journalists remains a national priority in line with global standards and regional commitments. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, as we celebrate a decade of excellence, we also acknowledge the tireless commitment of the GPU in championing press freedom, promoting ethical journalism, and amplifying the voice of the voiceless. The union's work continues to inspire greater professionalism within the sector and reinforces the essential role of the media in safeguarding transparency, accountability, and the public interest. And tonight, again, as we honor the very best of Gambian journalism, let us also renew our shared vision for the future, a future where journalists are empowered and protected, a future where professionalism triumphs over sensationalism, a future where facts prevail over falsehood, and a future where media continues to serve as a catalyst for development, peace, and democratic consolidation. To all the nominees and award recipients, let me express my heartfelt congratulations. your stories, investigations, your photographs, and broadcasts have illuminated our nation's storms, exposed injustices, and amplified unheard voices. You remind us that journalism is not just a career, it is a public service, a responsibility, and often a sacrifice. May this 10th anniversary serve as a renewed call to uphold the highest standards of profession and to keep pushing the boundaries of excellence. And may the next decade bring even greater achievements as we collectively strengthen journalism for democracy, accountability, and the safety of all who do this noble job. To conclude, ladies and gentlemen, as we celebrate with award winners tonight, let us recommit ourselves to the values that make journalism indispensable: truth, courage, and service to the public. The stories we tell shape the nation we build, and the headlines we write, and the questions we ask move the Gambia closer to justice, accountability, and hope. I thank you, and I wish you all a memorable and inspiring week.
Mustafa Keita of the Republic. Well, this story is titled Russian Sanctions Busters Find Gambian Heaven. Russian oil scandal tax reporting category. Well, a U.S. sanctioned Russian illegally reported $29 million worth of diesel in the Gambia, sold it and sent the money to the UAE without paying tax or any fines. Well, Muscovite Yulia Alexandrova, Sagivo 46, who is behind the super tanker loaded with the diesel through United Arab Emirates, registered company to Banjul in April 2023, had been previously sanctioned by the United States for aiding the Russian economy in war with Ukraine and transferring Russian money and assets to the UAE. Nearly 36,000 tons of diesel were loaded at the Russian Black Sea port of Novorossiysk on 2 April 2023 and transferred at sea to Greek-owned tanker MT Perilous, which then sailed on to Banjul. Once the historic tanks of the state oil distributor Gambia Petroleum GP separated company Napoji FZC was able to sell all the heads of the usual importers and contributors into the local market to dismay the local ONC's complaint with GP, which had given over 80% of its capacity to Apoji, but to no effect. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is our singular honor to welcome we have GRA and CG Babukar Njai to come on stage. Please hand over this award to Mustafa Keita because he is the only nominee.
Sir Babukar Njai, the Senior Taxpayer Education Officer at the Gambia Revenue Authority, and we say congratulations to Mustafa Keita as the tax reporting category, as a winner of a tax reporting category for the 2025 National Journalism Awards.
Well, those were your nominees, those are your nominees there. I'm supposed to hand over and announce the winner of this category. I'm humbly honored to call on a member of the Chinese Embassy on stage. Please welcome on stage, sir.
A round of applause, please.
I have the honor to report the Health and Medical Reporting Award goes to Mamadou Dello. Congratulations.
Thank you very much and congratulations to Mohamed. Now, want to say some few words?
Good evening.
I am humbled and happy to win this award. I know a lot of people will say, why health? Because this ugly face here is the unanimous for sports, if I should say that. But as journalists, we endeavor to go out of our comfort zone and report the stories. And I felt, like Famara said, we need to tell stories that are impactful, that are of essence to our society. And I was very much keen to tell the story of the mounting number of road accidents in our country. This is one of the most important and concerning issues that is happening in the Gambia. On a daily basis or on a weekly basis, you hear reports of road accidents in our country, fatalities that could have been avoided. So I decided to go out of my comfort zone of sports and report about the mounting cases of road fatalities, road traffic accidents in the Gambia. So that's what I won this award, and I dedicate this award to all road traffic accident victims in the Gambia. Let's amplify the voice, because these road traffic accidents could be avoided. A lot of them are avoidable. So let's endeavor to amplify the message and try to make sure that we reduce or minimize road traffic accidents in the Gambia. Life is safe, will be your own life. Thank you all.
Well, those were the nominees, and we are glad to say humbly call on National Social Protection Agency Executive Director, who is no other than Modu Diba. Please welcome on stage. And it's important to know that this category was funded by the National Social Protection Agency, our main sponsor. Please welcome on stage, sir. Do the honors and tell us who is the children reporting over here.
Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure once again to be associated with this award. On behalf of the National Social Protection Agency, I have the honor to announce the winner of the Children's Reporting Award. As I said before, I have the honor to announce the winner of the Children's Reporting Award, and the winner is Mustafa Kedam.
Yeah.
Alpha.